first item on the agenda is to approve minutes. Tom, can you remind us when was the last, what was the date of the last set of minutes?
I took minutes for the open space meeting with Concom and Board of Selectmen, but I didn't write any of that up. I assume Board of Selectmen would. But I did meeting minutes for May 29th and sent them out like a couple days later.
Yep. And I think that was the last meeting we had, so other than the joint meeting
Right.
with the Board of
Correct.
Selectmen. Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to accept the May minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
All right. I guess voice vote. Bill, aye.
Alan, aye.
Aye.
Mike, aye.
I
Yeah. Cheryl,
I
aye.
think that, great.
That's
We're all set.
okay.
Let me look at the calendar, the agenda. The next item is updates on the projects, and I'm going to let Mike talk about where we stand with Forest Heights.
Sure, thanks, Bill. We're kind of representing Metacomet. Let's see, quite a bit has been happening. There's a draft conservation restriction that's pretty much ready to send to the state for their review. Survey contract has been issued earlier this week. We ended up hiring Pierre and Halenon to do the survey, and they should be starting soon. There's a purchase and sale agreement being drafted between Sudbury Vale Trustees, Metacomet, and the town, and I think that's going to be sent to the town soon, probably early next week. SVT and Metacomet are going to combine together to do the baseline report. Well, I think maybe the most important thing I forgot to mention, this time we're trying to close this calendar year. Maybe too optimistic, but we're going to try to have everything done this calendar year. Partly it has to do with for tax purposes for Metacomet. If we roll it over into 26, where we have another big project going on, there'd be two big projects the same year, and that might push us into a different review category in terms of tax filings, which gets really expensive. So we're going to try at least to get Forest Heights finished this year. I'm not sure we'll be able to, but we're going to try. And did at some point, it's probably in September, maybe October, have a site visit. Everyone's welcome to go. One of the reasons site visit is just for people to see the property if you haven't been on it before. And the other is there's reports of an old mica quarry on the property. And for years, I've kind of wanted to visit the property and try to find it. There may not be any physical remnants left, but we have a good guess where it probably was, which is a 1971 aerial image, shows a disturbed area on Forest Heights, which could be where the mica quarry was. And we know of it. We know of the quarry from Jim Bates Sr. knew of it. You know, he saw it when he was a kid, wandering around North Upton. And I had talked to the grandson of, there was a stone quarry up there too, off on our street. And I talked to the grandson of the person who owned the stone quarry. And the grandson had actually heard of the mica quarry and had visited it, probably in the 70s. So, or 60s or 70s. But when it was in operation, you know, what's left, you know, we really don't know. But there were other mica quarries in Massachusetts, years ago. So anyway, any questions on Forest Heights? I kind of jumped around. but-
Yeah, so, did SVT commit, their own money, or do they need to raise money as well?
They committed their own money. Yeah, I should have, yeah, I go through the finances a little bit. So we have not including expenses, but we've got $200,000 for land acquisition from the grant from the state that Metacomet applied for and got. And SVT has come in and they're willing to put $200,000 in it of their own, corporate money, their own funding. And then Metacomet has pledged another $200,000. So the town will get paid $600,000 for the conservation restriction, basically for agreeing to put a CR on property that they own. And Metacomet is it's going to right now we have about $150,000 raised, but we're going to need to do some more fundraising for this project, and that's probably going to start soon, in September probably. We have another very similar project going on in Rentham, and the fundraising for that project has already started.
Did the state grant include some of the
Yeah.
transaction costs?
It did, yes. The state grant will pay half of the cost of the survey, and they already paid for half the cost of the appraisals that were done. Pay $1,500 for the baseline report, and I think some other transaction costs the state grant may pay for too. But I think the total state grant was around $230,000, and $200,000 of that was for land acquisition, and the other 25 or so was for expenses, sharing expenses.
That's great. Yeah, so from Metacomet's perspective, anything any one of us can do to make it happen this year would be appreciated.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
SVT is fairly wealthy land trust. Metacomet is not. We don't have any staff, limited resources, but over the years we've been pretty good at getting grants to help us do things.
Mike, what do you see as a stumbling block for getting it done by the end of the year?
Well, we've got to get the CR review done by the state, and there's a backlog there. We're hoping that our grant manager, whose name is Vanessa, for this grant we got from the state, we're hoping she will lobby to get the CR review expedited, and then ideally we would close maybe like the end of November, then immediately apply to get reimbursed by the state. And then we're at the mercy of how long will it take the state to reimburse the town, or reimburse Metacomet, excuse me.
Okay.
Vanessa has to do her paperwork, and she sends it off to a different state office who would actually basically, cut the check or reimburse Metacomet. So what we're hoping is to have everything recorded by the end of November, which is possible.
Yeah, no, deadline is always a great way to light a fire.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun project, and really getting towards the light at the end of the tunnel for North Street land acquisition. There's some more potential projects out there, but town has been working on this, town open space committee conservation since '95 with the Warrenburg watershed acquisition was in '95. So it's, what is that? It's 30 years now. And along with Pell Farm and Grafton,
Yeah.
I think it's getting towards the end of what we can do. There are some Chapter 61 parcels out there that could be added.
Yeah,
we
Tony
probably end.
Sabelli of, go ahead.
No, I'll just say, in the end, I think we could end up with more than 600 acres of contiguous open space. When everything's done.
I was just going to say that Tony Sabelli from SVT had tried to contact Elizabeth Gordon, who owns roughly 100 acres up against the Mass Pike along Fay Mountain, actually, near Fay Mountain Road, but got no response. Anything else on Forest Heights?
No, and just questions. If anyone has questions.
All right. Well, the next thing is the 106-acre Fay Mountain Road land. We have basically the owners had agreed to sell SVT 35 acres, or at least suggested they would. That hasn't been made definitive yet, so there's no purchase and sale or anything like that. And there does seem to be some reconsideration of what they want to do, which actually conceivably could result in them selling us more land, selling SVT more land. So the outcome of that is unknown at this point. Tony and I have had some conversations with the personal representative of the state that owns the Lake Wildland, but there's nothing happening there right now. We passed along the title research that the town paid for, which confirmed from their perspective, the title firm, that there's no access over the railroad, which is what the appraiser assumed and I assumed, but they still, I think, are still trying to come to terms with that. And I think there's other stuff going on in the estate that has just been more important at this time. Just got off the phone with met with the Recreation Commission, talked a little bit about the St. Gabriel land that abuts the Trask property off Menden Road, Menden Street, whatever. In any case, basically they would permit us to build a parking area and access to that land on the Trask land, which is their responsibility. And so I'm going to pick that up and see if the church is still interested in considering the sale of that property. And then the last thing that we had tried to acquire was a 6-acre parcel that off of Mechanic Street that abuts Steffens and District 9 land, but there's been no further action on that since the appraisal came in at $2,500. That was not at all what the owner of the land was expecting, but probably not off in terms of actual value. But they've been paying taxes on $60,000 or $90,000, so that didn't work well for them. So that's the status of the projects that we've been talking about. There is a draft conservation restriction for the District 9 Schoolhouse Conservation Area. And Mike, what do you think, how best would the Open Space Committee comment on that?
For District 9?
Yep. Or is that,
that's kind of that's
deal?
actually kind of a done deal. The selectmen essentially voted to signed it.
Yeah,
Conservation
okay.
signed it. State has approved. It's what the state has given us the final draft for local signatures.
You know what?
So-
I think I may have confused. Is there the draft
Oh,
CR is on
Forest Heights.
the Forest Heights land? So
Yes,
let me
yes.
rephrase that.
Yes,
How would
if
we
you,
comment on that?
could comment right now or just if, I don't know if you haven't seen it, it's probably hard to comment, but, you know, if someone could maybe look at it and get me any comments you might have. We would
I
like to
read
get.
it.
Oh,
I read
okay,
it.
okay, Cheryl.
So,
I just want to say we would like to get it into the state's system soon, and there will be other opportunities to comment on it.
so you want
know,
that just personally sent to you? Is that what it is? Like,
Sure,
any
sure.
comment? Okay.
Sure, yeah. If that's all right with everybody. But again, there'll be a chance to provide additional comments later, but you know, we're hoping to just get the thing submitted to the state CR review office soon to get it in their pipeline. They will undoubtedly have comments. They always have some comments.
Mike, I had one comment. It was just, I had read it just before this meeting and it talked about capping the stone walls for safety. Do you know what that means?
Stone well for safety.
Oh, all right,
Is
I
there
misread
a
it. I
typo?
either misread it or there's a typo.
Okay, yeah.
I think I misread it.
And that we're not sure there's any stone wells out there. There could be.
Read it.
There was that's kind of was from District 9. There's a well at District 9 that we know Marcella found. Stone well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And Mike, I guess you're just going to put something you're suggesting. Well, I guess it grants us the opportunity. I haven't read the CRs, but I'm assuming it gives us basically permits us, the CR would permit the capping of the well.
Yeah.
Okay.
For safety. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Mike mentioned, you can just send any comments you have on the conservation restriction, draft conservation restriction for Forest Heights to him, and then depending upon where they are in terms of submitting it, we can talk more about that at the next meeting. And then finally, we're working on modifying the open space and recreation plan, or changing it from a 7-year or 10-year plan from the current 7-year plan. And so, Mike, can you display the action plan, and we can talk about the items that are open space related?
Sure. Okay, can you see it?
I can't because I'm on the phone. Let me see if I.
How about others?
Can you
Yes.
send it to me?
Yeah,
I
I
can
can see it.
Okay, good. Okay.
Thank you.
So, yeah, like Bill said, well, we have an opportunity the state is giving us an opportunity to extend our plan. It was approved as a 7-year plan, and they're giving folks with approved plans an opportunity to extend it to 10 years, which is a wonderful thing because these things are a lot of work. So one section of the open plan of the OSRP is kind of an action plan, and in Upton's case, it's this table. It's a fairly long table. I think there's like 3 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages maybe. And the actions, some of them are fairly specific, some of them are more general, and I would call it aspirational. It's not like no one's going to come down on us if we don't do every single thing that's in this plan or this list. But it's nice to have have some kind of a roadmap. And so this is there's not many changes so far since the 2020 plan. Mainly, I've shortened this table now down to just 5 years, 25 through 29. Added the lakes, ponds, and streams committee. for some items, and I'm going to talk with that committee next week. But I don't know if you just want to look through this, and if anyone sees anything that you'd like changed or anything that you think could be added. Is that a comment about a dog park? I think that
Yeah,
I think there is a dog park line in here somewhere.
There
Oh yeah,
is.
it's right there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I have a question. To promote the right to garden provision in subdivision covenants, is that already something that's in place, or is that something you want?
That's something we see where I'm just looking for. Where is it on this page?
It's on the first page.
Oh yeah, I see it.
and
Promote. Yes. Okay. I got it. By the way,
It's
the
in
colors
blue.
are
It's blue.
higher priority is kind of the orange. Lowest priority is green. Blue is medium priority.
So it's the third
That's
blue one now, I think.
yeah, got it. And I guess that's in there. Maybe Bill. I'm not sure what Bill's now a planning board member. If this is something the planning board might want to consider, or if it's something we could delete.
well, in my short tenure there, that's not come up at all. We have talked about updating our bylaws, and if so, it would definitely be something that I would advocate for when we get around to doing the work of evaluating our current bylaws and what changes we want to make. And beyond that, so if you wanted to accelerate that process, I think you'd basically draft something that, to consult with the planning board, and then try to get it on a town meeting warrant.
So what's the consensus?
All right. Well, I personally would recommend that we leave it.
Okay. I was thinking maybe I could add planning board and support the
Yes.
planning board.
Yeah, definitely add the planning board. I mean, it has to go. Presumably, if nothing else, they'd be asked to tell town meeting whether or not they supported the change.
Mm-hmm.
If we went independent of a bigger effort to review and revise. Yeah, and the other interesting thing is basically permitting, and maybe this kind of falls into that right to garden, but basically giving people permission not to, keep standard lawns.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that there's a woman on Summer Circle who has basically got a pollinator type garden instead of a lawn. And I think there's a little bit of pushback from the neighborhood, but ultimately, as long as she presented some sort of planting plan, which I guess dealt with whatever the concerns of the community were there.
Yeah, that came up in under the town's nuisance bylaw, which probably needs to kind of be upgraded. So I remember Mike Antonello's town planner was struggling with that a couple of years ago with her situation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But what Bill should promote right to garden and natural lawns or something like that, or should that be added?
Or lawn alternatives.
Lawn alternatives. Is that all right with everybody? Do that.
Sounds good to me. Because you look at all the water that's used to water these lawns.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, well,
That's actually kind of interesting. I could probably figure out using the water use records roughly how much water gets used a year for lawns, just by looking at the difference in usage from basically winter to summer. And there are some homes that use a hell of a lot of water.
yeah.
In terms of schedule for that, right now it's all 5 years, but should we modify the schedule for that at all? I mean, it's probably not gonna happen, probably not gonna happen this year, right?
No, it won't happen this year. In fact, actually, you could
2020.
probably make it 27, 28, 29. I think there's some degree of education that'll need to take place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think success is not until 28, 27, rather.
Maybe also the update open space bylaw, is that something, it's another planning board type.
Yeah, I think that needs to be done. So, and like I said, we're starting to undertake a process to look at all of the planning related bylaws.
26, 27, okay, or should I add it?
Yep, no, that's good.
Okay. Okay,
Well, you look at that. We created a paid part-time stewardship position.
we did,
Yeah. Thank you,
many,
Mike.
many of us have met Owen. He did some great work for us this summer.
Yeah, that I have to say that worked out really well. It was nice to have the extra hand, and I think draw volunteers together as well.
This published trail guidebook, the commission talked about it, and I think at that point we talked about deleting it. But I was thinking afterwards, and I went back and looked at the survey results, and trail guidebook was very high on the on requests and the survey that we did for the open space plan. So what I was thinking about doing was suggesting publish online trail guidebook, not a printed one, but which maybe those are kind of extinct,
Yeah.
but change it to online. And I think that would be a nice thing to do. So if they're on it,
I'd leave it. I'd make the change and leave it in personally.
Okay, we'll leave it in. That's all right. Jeez. I think, and there's some other open space items which Concom and open space kind of could do these jointly. I don't know about open space budget for Earth Day. Concom has taken that over this year. We have a new member who did a great job with that much time.
Oh yeah, Shannon, that's right.
Shannon, yeah. And the Facebook page, Concom is doing it, but Mary and I both sometimes add things to it, and we do it for open space events. Brilliant stuff. nature walks and talks. Haven't
Yeah,
done
you
that.
have to just change the name of Town Crier to whatever it's called now.
Oh, all right. Where's that?
That's one or two items below what you were just looking at.
Oh, town
Yeah, there's
website.
a line item in blue that says submit occasional in the existing one. I'm not able to see what you're displaying. So,
Oh, I think we might have taken that out.
all right, okay,
I think
I
we took,
see.
it's now just a blue line that's empty.
okay.
Yeah, I think we took that out already. Yeah, sadly, we don't really have much of a newspaper any longer. No, anyway. I'm not sure if open space is a vernal pool certifier or not. We could change that or leave it. Mary, our administrator, collected vernal pool data this year for a couple of pools, but Tom has done it in the past though, so maybe we should leave it in.
Yep.
Um,
Well, no, and then of course, when in the course of acquiring open space, one of the things from a baseline perspective, at the very least, is we're going to try to identify any vernal pools.
mhm.
Doesn't that change a lot depending on how wet your seasons are? Like winter and spring? Because there won't be any pool there if there's a big, like
Right.
a severe drought.
Yeah. I mean, they can vary from year to year. The criteria for whether or not it's certifiable, one of the main criteria is that you have a certain number, I believe it's at least 5 egg masses from obligate species like wood frogs or spotted salamander. And there's some other critters that can play into it too. And some years you might not have any, or fewer than that, and other years you might have more, depending on weather type, climatic factors, or just other things that we don't understand very well. But like for example, Mary went out to Pleasant Woods this year. There's several vernal pools there, and Mary and I went out last year and looked at a pool there, and we didn't find enough egg masses. But this year she went back and looked at it, and she found enough egg masses to certify it. So it's worth looking at these more than one year.
Right.
If they don't meet the criteria. So it's trouble with my mouse. I apologize. I can't get the mouse over to where it needs to go so easily for some reason. And here's the rest of the table. It's not. There's a little bit of open space stuff here, but not much. I don't know about work with Blackstone River Water Association. That might, now that we have this lakes, streams, and lakes, ponds, and streams committee, maybe open space doesn't have to be part of that, but it's up to you guys.
I was part of that for over 10 years.
We'll leave it then. Okay.
Mm.
Then we'll leave it. Cheryl, you should. I think we have a position open on the Lakes, Streams, and Ponds Committee.
I know. Sometimes I think that I should do that.
It's turning out to be an interesting committee.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, and we've got a really good chairperson who's taken the lead.
Yeah, there's a man that lives on Shore Drive on the other side of the pond that I think, wow, he'd be really good on that committee. But I only see him if he walks his dog, and if I don't see him go by, I don't really talk to him. So, but I thought if I see him, I'll say, hey, you should join the Lakes and Ponds Committee.
Well, that would be
I think
good.
he's-
We do need somebody who lives on shore, or Tap Pond, rather.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be good.
yeah. I know, it's like, yeah, I think seem to be more interested in water actually, but I don't know. We'll see about it.
Yeah, give it some thought.
Yeah. Although I have so many things I would want to do, so that would probably be too much. Oh.
Well, any other thoughts on this table? Not,
No, it seems pretty good.
I'll save the changes and I think next step probably is to talk to Concom's already provided some input. The last committee provided some input is Lakes and Ponds. And talk to them next week and then get their input and then get the thing sent off to the state and hopefully they won't have any issues with what we've done and will approve us for another 3 years.
I have a question. What is the Four Parks Master Plan? Is that for recreation or?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, the Recreation Commission had that plan done from consultants, I think around 10 years ago now. Might have been like around 14, something like that. And let's see, the four parks were well, there's Kiwanis, there's the Trask someday, and then Bill helped me out. Then there's the park down on West River Road, which has a name I can't
Oh, yeah.
remember.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And then
um,
and then what's the other one? The one by the school in Upton.
Memorial.
Yep.
Memorial. There's fields there that are part of the
Yeah,
inventory of rec fields.
yeah. Those are the four parks
Oh,
that are
okay,
talked
thank you.
about.
Thank you.
And actually, the one of the members of the RecCom, Rick Porter, just sent me a copy of the Four Parks Master Plan, which I am going to forward to the members of the Open Space Committee. Because we had some questions about the, in terms of acquiring the church lands. So I had some questions about what the RecCom intended to do with that parcel, and so it's embedded in the Four Parks Master Plan. So anything else?
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
In that case, I'm going to move that we adjourn.
I second
Second.
that.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Bye.